What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great weekend. Today, we're going to talk about special illustration rares and just have a little discussion about what's going up, what's going down. We're also going to touch a little bit on some Scarlet and Violet sealed products because some of those have been, doing some interesting things, and we've got some restocks, at least up here in Canada, and there's some expected ones coming in the States. But we're going to start this off with a couple pieces of unfortunate news. The first one, which is less depressing, Hobbiesville, their store, their physical location, I believe in Ottawa. They posted a video on Instagram. I can't show you guys the video because I'm not logged in on my browser, but they posted a video saying that they were actually robbed this weekend, I believe twice. The first time, the people that came stole a lot of their board games, I believe, and then they came back and they took a lot of Pokemon cards. It's really frustrating to see this sort of thing, especially as a Canadian who has lived here for most of his life. Just seeing the direction the country's going is just absolutely pathetic. This really shouldn't be surprising. This is what happens when you have mass immigration, when you have governments that don't really prioritize having a functioning legal system that actually punishes criminals. A lot of people that do crimes up here, they get released. There's no room in certain jails. Like it really is such a flawed system. We also don't have good self-defense laws. Again, you can't carry guns, not saying that's a good or bad thing. You can't even carry pepper spray. So there really is no way to defend yourself if somebody decides to do something bad against you in Canada. It really is a flawed system. A lot of people don't get justice. Hopefully the people who do this do get caught. But again, even if that happens, I doubt anything bad is going to happen to them. And then the other piece of unfortunate news, this is actually way worse. Poke Beach put up an article yesterday that Basil, Jason Kingsford, unexpectedly passed away. He was 36 years old. I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video. I never personally interacted with Jason, so I don't really know him as a person, but I definitely used his website, justinbasil before, .com, to show you guys upcoming photos of the artworks and images that would be in new sets. So I definitely benefited from using his work. I know a lot of other people in the Pokemon community benefited, so I just wanted to throw that in this video. Also, I believe there's been a GoFundMe that's set up. You guys can go to this article on Poke Beach and find the link if you want to donate. I believe his family is trying to prioritize raising money for the funeral and then also to take care of his cats, which one of them needs like special food and medicine or whatever. So if you guys do want to donate, definitely feel free to find that. But moving on into today's video, we will talk about some special illustration rares. Lots of these were getting crushed this month. Again, I think out of the top 20 cards, only 4 or 5 of them actually moved up, and 2 of them really didn't do too much towards the upside. They're only up a couple percentage points. We also had a couple new additions to the list with the Zekrom EX and the Reshiram EX from Black Bolt and White Flare respectively. A lot of the prismatic singles continue to fall, which shouldn't be a surprise. We're getting more prismatic on the market. I expect that they will continue to come down, especially some of the lower tier SIRs, since we do have a lot of those Sam's Club bundles starting to hit the market. So that's going to be more product for people to open at a cheap price. With that said though, the Umbreon EX, which I didn't actually open here, but I guess we can open this, it's actually holding in like the 900 to 950 range. I think like a month ago, this card started selling under $1,000. And you can see here, most recent sales, even over the past week, July 23rd, we had a sale at 961. Then July 26th, which was yesterday, we had a sale at 969. Then another one at 909, and then today one at 928, almost 929. So it's still holding over $900. Will it drop lower than that? Probably. I'm not really trying to make a guess where I think it will end up, nor do I really care. Like if it ends up at $500 or $700, it's not really going to change my opinion on Prismatic Evolutions as a whole. A lot of the other evolutions are still going down. I think I did mention that already, like the Sylveon, the Leafeon, Espeon, all of them. Some of them are actually under $200 at this point, like the Glaceon, the Flareon. I imagine Jolteon will eventually move below 200 as well. So if you're thinking about picking up some of these cards, it might be a decent time to do it. I will show you guys a couple of the cards that did move up though. The Mew EX, the Bubble Mew, actually made a fairly large move. And I know this isn't going to be the most expensive card in the Scarlet and Violet era, but I think at this point, it is probably my personal favorite. This and like Raging Bolt from Temporal Forces. I just love the artworks. This one made a really huge move this month, up about 20% from around 290. We're now back to around 350. And if you guys remember, the all-time high on this card was about $410. So it's getting fairly close to its all-time high again. Then we had a couple Charizards move back up. The Paldean Fates one, another card from Paldean Fates since the Bubble Mew is as well. This was up 4.6%, almost 5%. The Charizard EX from 151 was up the same amount, basically 4.5%, 5%. And then the Team Rocket's Moltres, surprisingly, moved from around $130, $135 up to around $150, $155. This is kind of unexpected since a lot of Destined Rivals cards have actually moved down over the past 28 days. Destined Rivals is still a fairly new release, so normally after a set comes out, you're going to see the card prices come down over the first, like, maybe 6 months, 8 months, whatever. Team Rocket's Moltres, though, is moving in the other direction. And just to talk about Destined Rivals, the booster box, because we have seen sales over the past couple days at exactly $300. If we come in here to TCG Player, the most recent sale from today, 3 boxes sold at $300. Lots of sales in like the $290, $295 range. We even had a sale up as high as $310 at this point. So we've talked multiple times over the past couple months about how many boxes from the Scarlet and Violet era would hit $300 by the end of the year. Paldea Evolved, we all know, is already there. It's sitting around $355, $360 at this point. Destined Rivals has just joined it at about $300-ish. And if you go to eBay, there's probably still like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cases worth of boxes in North America below $300, but most of the listings are already at like $290, $291. So after paying shipping and tax, you're going to be paying over $300 for a box. Now, is it going to stay this high or go even higher? I don't know. I imagine we're going to get more Destined Rivals before the year ends or in early 2026. We're already seeing a lot of reprints and restocks for Surging Sparks. If you guys are in Canada and you have notification services like PokeNotify or something else, you've probably seen a lot of Walmart restocks over the past couple days. If you go to Walmart, it says like over 1,000 sold in the past month. So we got a lot of Surging Sparks booster bundles. We've also got some other interesting products, like we got the Legendary Warriors, I believe it was, the Sword and Shield Premium Collection with like 14 packs. The thing is, though, basically every product we're getting at Walmart here, at least up here in Canada, is inflated. And what I mean by that is normally booster bundles, at least last year, were $42.92 Canadian. Now Walmart was charging $49.92 for these Surging Sparks booster bundles this time around. ETBs, they're normally $79.92 Canadian if they're sold by Walmart, but the Black Bull White Flare, the Prismatic restocks, whatever we've gotten at this point Journey Together, it's all at like $107.92 or $104.92 Canadian. And if you do the ratio, like take percentage wise, it's not consistent. So it doesn't really make sense for someone to argue that it's tariffs. This really just seems like it's Walmart just deciding to increase their price on everything. And then also the Legendary Warriors, that Sword and Shield 14-pack premium collection. I got a few of those towards Christmas time, 2024, so 6-7 months ago at this point. And I believe after tax, they were like $68, $69 Canadian. That's around like what, $50 USD, something like that. This time around, they were charging $104, $105 Canadian, I believe. So after tax, it was like $117, $118. So that's about $90-ish USD, something like that. And it just doesn't make sense. The booster bundles, they increased by 16% approximately. The ETBs are up like 30%. The premium collection, same deal, around 30%. And it's definitely annoying to have to pay more, at least now, from retail stores like Walmart. But at least people, if they wanted Surging Sparks, they wanted some more Sword and Shield, they had the ability to get some at a decent price. Like up here in Canada, we were paying $70, $80 Canadian at some points. And then I think it came back down to around $60, $70 for a booster bundle of Surging Sparks. You could have got them this time around for like 55, 56 Canadian after tax all in. So it's definitely a cheaper option for us, but it's still annoying to see Walmart increasing their prices. But I think that is going to be all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Some SIRs moved up, like the Bubble Mew, the Charizards. A lot of them, though, still coming down, whether they're from Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, Twilight Masquerade, etc. I think that's going to continue just as more of these reprints come over the next few months. But if we get to a point where the general trend across all the SIRs is to start moving back up, I will definitely let you guys know when that happens. If you are shopping on TCG Player, eBay, Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links down below. They're free and easy to use. I get a small kickback, so it's a great way to support me continuing to make these videos for you guys. With all that said, thank you so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.